Hey everyone, we're back with another. Lord, I can't even talk already. We're gonna start this again. Take two. No. Stop.
You're really getting good at this, right?
Oh Lord.
Mm-mm.
Hi everyone, we're back for another episode of Motown Witch After Dark. I'm Yvette.
I am Christine.
And we have some things to talk about. It's been a minute. Our schedule's been crazy. Life has been lifing.
Yeah.
Tragedies and stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff
And stuff and
yeah.
world changing events have occurred.
Honestly.
Yeah. So here we are, still bringing as much authentic information from a very genuine place. You can eat the meat and spit out the bones or whatever in terms of taking the information that you can use.
Absolutely. So we were discussing hoodoo, not just hoodoo. We were discussing spiritual paths.
Absolutely.
Spiritual paths. I'm finding a lot of people feeling the need to jump with both feet into a specific religion without actually looking at the whole thing first. And because you really don't have to do that. Like, you could take your time, but for some reason,
because I think people feel like they need to join something to be able to experience the fullness of it without doing the investing the time to research. And this is just, and I'm just making an opinion, just from observation. Oftentimes people jump into things, or individuals jump into things, and they don't do an appropriate research. They don't want to read. They just see the instant, the TikTok or the IG of people doing various different things, immersing themselves in, as you stated, various different spiritual paths, or what they imagine to be magic and spiritual whatever. The point that I would like to really drive home is that you don't have to be in a hurry for anything, because establishing yourself in on a path is something like having a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's like establishing a relationship with someone. You don't just jump into a relationship with someone that you just met, or somebody off the internet, or off of an app, or some crazy stuff like that. And a spiritual path, because it's so intimate. It becomes so intimate with
everyone's
you.
walk is personal.
That's an excellent point. Everyone's, no two people, just like the cells in our body, just like our hair, our skin, no two people are exactly the same. No two people are required to walk the same path. So you really have to invest the time and the energy to do the research, to do the reads, to get a reading. Because even like you brought up earlier, oftentimes you have to have a divination to know whether or not this is for you, or for whatever it is. The path might not even want you there. So it's worth the time and the effort to look into it, observe the people that practice this, the way they live, how they operate in the world. I'm a big book person. I believe in reading books. You don't get everything out of it, but it kind of gives you
an overview.
You get an overview, exactly.
You get an overview, and then talking to other people. I know, like for some ATRs, you can take your time and spend time with them in whichever house, Societe or Egg Bay,
yeah.
and spend some time with them and get to see how it works. Get to talk to some of the people that belong to it.
Yes.
I met somebody once who joined. She jumped both feet into Lukumi, spent all this money, got as far as her Alekes and her warriors, and then decided that they spoke Spanish and she couldn't take it. And it's like, but you joined Lukumi. You didn't join the Ifa house. I'm confused. And so you didn't know. Okay.
Okay, so we're not even gonna try to learn Spanish.
And she wasn't interested. She wanted African centered, but you joined a Cuban house.
See
So
that?
make it make sense. And it's because, you just jumped both feet in because it looked cool and other people were doing it. And it's like, no, I have people now that are trying to decide to walk away from what they've been doing because my path has gone Vodou way, and it's like, oh well, that's my path too.
Doesn't work like that.
How do you figure? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Even as a kid, going back to that whole kid thing, I can remember being in school and feeling left out because all the black kids in the school belonged to this one particular church. But the thought of doing that just was like, no.
She said no. No. Oh my goodness.
I wanted to belong. I wanted to hang out with them. I knew I wasn't. I lived on a block with all white kids. They was all part of a Catholic church. I knew that wasn't it.
Yeah.
But I also knew that other thing wasn't it either.
Yeah.
So it becomes screwed. I just wait for everybody to get out of church when my grandma made the fucking macaroni and cheese and everything. I know I was gonna be able to eat.
Fried chicken.
My greedy ass wanted to eat. That's it.
Same thing for me.
I mean, because it just didn't. That belonging thing doesn't work for me, as well as even following a crowd doesn't work for me. And I know for the longest time I shied away from a whole lot of the ATRs that I was interested in, simply because that parental thing that's over it.
Yeah.
I'm not good at following.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that I get to work on. But if I can find, and I think I found it, someone that can work with me where I am, and not try to do that overruling, overriding, lead with this iron fist thing.
Yes.
Because I don't do that well.
I discovered that I don't do it well either. When you try to forbid me from asking questions, then that's when I'm having problems. I was gonna initiate into the Eastern Stars, and I just thought that was the biggest deal. I wanted to be an Eastern Star. I'm like, they seem so cool and so disciplined and so forth. Yeah. Anyway, I talked to, as I started to talk to them and socialize more with them, and I was told that the higher up, or the person higher up than me or whatever, it didn't matter if she could call me in the middle of the night and say she wanted a Pepsi, and I would have to get up out of my bed and go grab her a Pepsi. Or if she had a car and didn't feel like driving, I would have to come and take her wherever she wanted to go, like a chauffeur, or just all this kind of stuff. I'm not good with that. That caused a lot of problems between my mother and I, is because I'm just not good with that. It's not that I'm stubborn, and I have to be compelled.
You have to want to.
Right, exactly. It has to be an internal compulsion. And the same thing is with finding a spiritual path for me, is that if you say I can't ask questions, and I just do, without being able to say, well, okay, what does this mean? Why am I doing this? And how is this benefiting? Or what am I learning? Am I learning something from this? I'm just do and don't ask. I'll become Buddhist, and chant. No, I'm just joking, but this is why it's really super important not to just jump right into things and not be so desperate to feel like, and as you know, or as most people know, the ATRs for the most part are communal activities. It's a communal tradition. It's communal cultures built up like kind of on the similar basis as a family. However, until you find that group that you, or that thing, or that path that brings you comfort, a peace, encourages your learning and expands your perception of things or whatever, it's okay to be it's okay to be by yourself.
Absolutely.
Solitary practitioners are everywhere. Some people are not even looking for groups.
You could be solitary while you're researching. While you're researching, be solitary, because once you join, then there's a communal part.
Yeah.
But because there is no, I don't believe. I should start there. I don't believe that there's a solitary ATR type situation, because it is communal and it's about family. So for me, that's my own personal challenge.
Right. I get it.
I don't fuck with my own family, and I think most people are crazy. So that's my challenge. That is my hump to get over.
Right.
Always, that I have to do something with other people, and yeah, that's my because there's nothing like going to a fete and you're in a basement with 100 people. You gotta get the fuck over.
Wait a minute. I started sweating just thinking about it. What?
You gotta get over the don't touch me thing that I go through, like, oh, they're touching me, so you gotta get over all of that. There's things you have to get over, and these are my personal challenges. So, as many times in my own personal life, I have challenged myself for certain things, but like I was saying, it's okay, like being solitary while you are researching these things until you find someone that you click with. But don't be in a hurry to find someone to click with, because I mean, yes. I know I started the Vodou path 10 years ago. It was someone who was nuts.
Yeah.
And I walked away from that because I figured out that this lady was
and there's a lot of that.
Her
there's
elevator didn't go to the top.
Yeah.
So I had to walk away. And in that period of time, I've made friends with Ugans and Mambos, and it's just, I've made friends, and you get to see personalities and see things, and it's like, okay, I like you as a friend, but do I want you as my spiritual leader? Hell no. And it becomes that kind of a thing until I finally found someone that I like, okay, I've watched her, she's been consistent, ain't none of them maniacal mood swings.
Yeah.
Although people have their good and bad days, I'm not gonna take that away from a human.
Right. They're human.
But those, or in the bald faced lies and things just for attention and all that stuff, I've seen you through several seasons. Okay, I can deal with you. Right. I've been with you out of town. I've seen you in different settings, around different people. I've seen you around your own godparent. Okay, all right, I could deal with this. So that's what it takes. It takes that for me.
It takes time,
because to jump into it, no, I would have been in jail for homicide a long time ago.
Yeah. So, finding top of the list, if there was a list, encountering teachers, godparents, or by whatever title that they go by, you want to observe integrity. Absolutely. And credibility, strength of character, some level of intellect, a deep basis of knowledge of what they're doing, somebody that is not gonna try to use and exploit you.
Yes.
We can also kind of add into the scamming aspects of it, because that is absolutely rampant right now, and it has been for a couple of years. And quite honestly, I believe for the most part, newbies are maybe once or twice, or maybe more often than that, are going to run into some scammers that have reduced it to nothing more than how much money you can send them, or how much money you can give them, or how much you can buy from them, and so forth. That's something to be very wary of, because a person, or these babalaos or ifanias or awos, oftentimes they can come in and they can feel or appear to be very sincere, very authentic. However, again, that takes time too. You have to invest time, observe, pay attention, listen, ask questions.
Absolutely.
Any teacher, anyone that's trying to teach you something, you should know that it's a problem if you can't ask questions and the how comes and the whys. That has to be a part of the learning process, the learning curve. Why am I doing this? And for those people who think that, well, I'm vegetarian and I'm not going to, I'm not gonna use birds. I'm gonna use a basket of bananas or something like that. If you are seeking a traditional, a cultural, relevant ATR, there is no such thing as a vegan or vegetarian, and you can do that the rest of the time. But there are other times that's just not gonna.
You have to suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I like that. Suck it up, Buttercup. That is part of the tradition, and there's nothing to be. And it's everything right with it, because if we think in terms of history and going back hundreds of years. Vegetarians, okay, well, you do you, sweetie, but that's not gonna fly in a traditional ATR. It's just not. Read your books.
But even with that, though, I mean, I know when I started in with the whole EFI path, I was strict vegan at that time.
Okay.
I was, but that was also the way that I even traveled, because when I would go out of the country, I would eat whatever the natives ate, and I wouldn't stick to the whole vegan thing because I wanted to experience their culture.
The culture, yeah.
So, and that's kind of how I took on the religious aspect of it as well. I wanted to take on the culture. So you got over it.
And it's deep and it's significant and very meaningful to the culture. You can't just do one part. You can't, I'll do this, that, and this, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Nah, you didn't do your research. You didn't look into it deep enough, because there may be some things that you find personally, you can't do or offend you personally or whatever. But if that's the case, then it's not for you, because you can't pick and choose those activities or those or things that you're required to do. You can't pick and choose what you want to do. It's unreasonable. You can't. It just doesn't work like that.
It's not Burger King.
The everything burger.
You just have it your way, how you want it. I don't know. I've had a long day, y'all. I've had a long week, so.
I know. My ass is tired. I had a long ass day. What's that meme? You seen that meme with the lady with the
long butt?
I had a long ass day. My shit dragging on the floor. My shit dragging on the floor today, baby.
Oh gosh. It has been a week. It's been a month. It's been all of that. So so my sarcasm is at
Is that all time high today?
So I apologize, not apologize, but anyway. All of those things go into it, though. I mean, and I even me being around people who are like Wiccan or ceremonial magicians and all that stuff, be okay with where you are. If that's where you are, that's where you are.
Yeah.
Don't try to pretend you want to do something else to make me happy. Your thing is what that is.
Right.
It is what that is. Be okay with you.
Be okay with you.
Don't try to take on somebody else's thing or say that you want to go another path just because you feel this is what I'm doing, so that's what I need to hear. I don't need to hear none of that shit. What you do in your spirituality, that's your spirituality. It has nothing to do with me.
Absolutely.
And that's what a lot of people, I think, that I come across that want to be, for lack of a better way to say it, in my inner circle. You have to be okay with where you are. You have to be okay with where you are. And that's the only way to even garner respect from people. Be okay with you.
That's right. Listen, there are as many different paths to whatever as there are feet on the planet. However, keep in mind that we may all be heading to the same thing, just taking different paths.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. I'm okay with me. I don't wear her same prescription of glasses, but we both got on goddamn glasses.
I'm Miss Blind.
Okay. Right. And it's okay to be okay with yourself. If you feel like, and that's another thing. If you feel like that there's something missing, there's something integral part of you that is missing, that you want to tap into higher realms of consciousness, you want to get more immersed in spirituality, you don't just follow somebody else's path. It's not ever going to work. You're not ever going to find peace. Finding peace with yourself first. Then do what resonates with you.
And your shit changes.
Yes, it does.
Your shit changes. I
Just
mean,
like whoever holds your head. Any fight, you may think that somebody has Orisha has your head,
and that changes.
But it's supposed to change as your life circumstances change. Just your lower.
We change and we grow.
Change and we grow. We have to.
We change and we grow. I mean, I started off with as a child reading the Wicca books and knowing that the Kemetic, the Celtic deities didn't speak to me.
Right.
So I started there. Then I don't even know how old I was, my early 30s, whatever. And then I started the whole Kemetic thing. That lasted so far. But I was around people who were like totally immersed in it, the language and this, that, and the other.
It was their.
But we can only speak to each other. They don't even speak this shit in Egypt no more. That's where my brain was going. I'm like, so why am I learning all this stuff? But anyways, that was me at that time. So, so I mean, it was a question, and again, it was about asking questions.
Right.
So I'm like, so we're learning Mother Nature, and then we get only talk to each other. And it was like 4 of us sitting around a table, so we're just talking to each other. I was trying to, So, anyways,
it's a progression.
It's a progression, and then I left that alone, and then the Ifa thing found me, and then I started there, and then I wasn't happy with the godparent that I chose, and then it was like every male I found was a sexual deviant, and that pissed me off. So I had to leave it alone altogether. And then by accident I found this lady with voodoo, and it's like, okay, and then I found out she was crazy, and then I made friends with, ironically, Simoise. I made friends with him. So now he was a Ugan, and from there I just got to learn more, and I got to see, but I didn't want him as a godparent.
I get it.
That was my hanging buddy. We sitting drinking and shit. That's not, So I found all these other people because of him, but I got to see snippets of rituals and things, and I got to be in it enough to see it and go, okay, so to know what kind of spoke to me and what didn't. And then I got to see other people's character, including his.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
So that might be my path, but that's not my person.
Right. Mm-hmm. It was a progression. Mm-hmm. It was a whole progression. Yeah, he wasn't my person, nor was the people that he called close to him my people, because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Separate your personalities from your path.
Absolutely.
Because
I'm even friends with somebody who became a Bible out. I'm very close with that person. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he does, but it ain't for me to say. And it's not my path, but outside of the religion, he's still my dude.
I get it because that's that person that you honor, and it has nothing to do with path.
I have to separate the two things.
Yeah, absolutely. Compartmentalize. I've been accused of maybe compartmentalizing a little too much, which causes a lot of built-up hostility. But that's neither here nor there. We ain't talking about me. We talking about finding your path. Don't be desperate. Stop being desperate. Stop getting in, thinking you getting in where you fit in, because oftentimes you can be opening the door to some horrendous shit to happen to you.
Absolutely.
A lot of confusion, and oftentimes you bring bad energy, drawing bad energy to you just based on who you're dealing with or the practices that you're doing. And it may not be for you. If it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel like the right thing to do, if you have some questions about it, if it's questionable behavior from the people that, or the person that you're learning from, stop.
Absolutely, because some people are very predatory, and they can sense the desperation, and they're predatory. So you find these ones that they want to have sex, and they think that you're gonna I can't find a nice word. You can't fuck your way into the religion. It just doesn't work. So that's just not gonna happen. And it's those little things that, like I told you about homeboy with that stuff. It started out with him talking to me about, I want to give you your warriors, and where we need to have this ceremony, we need to do this, that, and the other. Oh yeah, and by the way, before we have sex, I'm like, wait, I didn't say I was having sex with you.
Right.
What
Where
are you
did that
talking
come from?
about? Where did that come from?
Where'd that come from?
And even the person that started with me with my legs, he started this whole, I want you to be my butt to be, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, so you need to totally get me to understand exactly what this is. You're like my spiritual wife. Okay, I know you got a wife in Chicago and you got children and all this other. So what are you talking about? Well, when I come to town, you got to give me some place to stay. Blah blah blah. I don't like overnight company. First of all, no, I don't have a guest room on fucking purpose. No. No. Now you coming up with nonsense. No. Then he got shit faced, drunk, and embarrassed me. Nope, you ain't that person for me. I can't.
Right.
And that's why I call it the human factor. But even with that, you got to know you. I understand that all priests, priestesses, whatever title they have, everyone is still human. Everybody still eats shits and farts. Everybody. But you got to have some decorum and some kind of self-control.
There are disciplines.
And
There's disciplines and. There are disciplines in every page. I was looking I was reading some posts in a group, and one of the Bob's made an excellent point, is that there are some individuals or segment of the seeking population that come away from Christianity thinking, oh, well, I'm gonna get into an ATR so I can be free. So you think there's no rules, you think there's no guidelines, you think that there's no disciplines, you out your MFing mind. Because this is not something that you do once a week or once every couple of months. This is a life that you live. This is not every other day. This is not dressing up on Sunday. These are things that you do every day. Just what we talked about rituals the last show, the last podcast. We talk about rituals in hoodoo, and hoodoo is familial and generational. It stems from your family. The same thing for ATR. These are things that have been passed down for a millennia. There are rules, guidelines, and disciplines and things you are required to do. It's not just something that you do. It becomes part of who you are. Yvette lives voodoo every day. She wake up voodoo. She go to sleep voodoo. She might even dream it.
Yeah, that's how this started, because it was a dream.
See? Well, that's a perfect example. And I know everybody knows you by now. Everybody knows you, and they know it's what you dress, the things that you talk about. It's how you eat, when, you know what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that it takes over your life in a prisoner structured type of way. It incorporates into your personality.
It's your lifestyle.
It's your lifestyle. It's not like clothes. You don't put it on today and throw it in the washer and then put it in the closet. It's something that you wear every day. It's in here.
But I think that's the African way, period, because that was what I was telling people when I was a part of the Kemetic temple. Because it was the way that you were. You got up in the morning and did the whole thing and the prayers, and it was everything that you did. And the person that I was with at that time, he had his own actual public temple, and he every day would start with the laws. I went to bed. You start with the I will not. Then ended his night with I have not. and everything. That was how he lived, and he had a total macrobiotic diet that went along with it, and the whole nine. I lost a lot of weight hanging with that man.
Oh, wait a minute.
I did.
Where's Temple out again now?
Well, unfortunately, he's gone, but yeah, I mean it's because it becomes what you do. It becomes how you are and how you live. If you're going to do it, you don't go act a crazy person for 6 days because on Sunday you're gonna take it to Jesus and it's all gonna be
right.
There's no, I don't know who's calling the store this time of night. We're closed.
Right. That this is not like you're using this just as an example. This is not like I'm gonna be a fuck up all weekend long and then on Sunday I'm gonna go and ask for forgiveness. It's not like that.
Absolutely.
You're accountable for everything that you do. All those quirks, weirds, atrocities, whatever. You are accountable for that. That's all throughout ATR. You are accountable for that. There's nobody, because you have to learn how to forgive. You have to learn self-control. What else?
Hell, that's the biggest one.
You have to be accountable for you.
You have to be accountable for yourself. You have to learn the different things that you really should and should not be doing.
Yeah.
And Lord knows if you have an odu or a taboo or anything like that.
Got to bring that up.
You
they don't know about that. They don't know.
I mean, it just
is right.
So it's interesting. It's something to think about. It's something to fully research. To starting with a book, and then if you have someone close by, talk to them, sit with them, ask questions. Ask questions to any of their godchildren if you're looking at the possibility of joining a particular house, Ile, Igbe, whatever.
And observe. Use your eyes. Watch.
Without feelings.
Yeah.
Without feelings. Because just because your friend is... Good example. Years ago, I was friends with this person. And she had joined an Ile. And her godfather was here in Detroit. Well, his godparent from somewhere in New York was coming into town. So I was like, okay, it'll be interesting for me to get a reading from this person.
Right.
Because I don't get readings often.
Me neither.
And so she was all excited. And she goes, so, if she says you have to join our house, you have to join our house. Girl, pump your fucking brakes. This is a reading. I'm just going for a reading.
Right.
That's it.
Making it like a marketing ploy.
And the lady gave me a reading, and, it was okay, whatever. And I come out of it, and she's sitting there like a puppy, like waiting. And it's like, no, she didn't tell me I had to join your damn house. You can calm down. And it's like, what she told me was about me completing what I start. And, and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm looking at her like, yeah, none of it has to do with that. So we're good.
Yeah.
But I don't want to join your house because there was another person there that was a part of that house that I really can't tolerate. And she was there, and she was the one that was in charge of the scheduling the readings.
Okay.
Because she's a higher up in the tradition with them.
Okay.
And she doesn't like me. So from the time she saw me, she immediately started with an attitude with me. And I'm like, well, hell, if I had wanted to join this house, she would make it where I wouldn't want to.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I'll tell you who it is later. It's a person that you know who's...
That is so sad. That is sad and disappointing.
And
it really is.
There's people who just don't like you. You've never done anything to
It's
them.
been like
they
that.
Listen,
it's been. I think I got that kind of face. Either if you like me, or you look at me and be like, I could bust that bitch in the face. I got one of those faces.
I guess we both do, because there's people around this city that just... I've never done a thing to them, and they just look at me and will give me nothing but attitude. So it's like, okay. But my point is, that
you upset their demons.
No,
No, I'm just kidding. Now, that's a meme. Y'all know that's a meme, ain't it? It's a meme, ain't it?
I don't know.
So,
Yeah, so, but just because your friend is a part of something don't mean you have to be a part of it.
Absolutely. You don't have to recruit anybody to not like me.
And that's something that drives me crazy because I got too many people in my life over the years that if I do something now they want to do it. And it's like, no, that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Not necessary. Do your own thing. Find your own thing.
See, this is one of my closest friends. She is voodoo. My heart is Ifa. Ifa brought me out of a really dark place. I'm interested in voodoo. I am. There are a lot of corresponding, because no two are exactly alike. We talking about a forest with the same forest, same soil, a forest of trees. No two trees are alike, but they're in the same ground. You understand what I'm saying? I have the utmost respect for her, what she does, her tradition and the culture that she follows. But what led me to where I am in my consciousness and my spirituality was Ifa. So that's where my heart is. Maybe later on down the line, I'll be led in another direction. But spirit will have to kind of prick me and, push me to, okay, well, maybe, let's see, what you talking about? What? Oh, no, okay, well, all right, so if I'm still there, but I think I'm getting some comfort from this.
But it's a no judgment type situation.
Exactly.
It's a no judgment. Hell, I had a friend who completed, what is that called, seminary or whatever, and asked me to come for her first preaching at this church. I went.
Of course.
I had folks looking at me like I was crazy. Like, you're going to the church? Oh my God. It's like, I didn't say I was joining the damn church.
Right,
I'm going
you supporting a friend.
I'm supporting my friend. She asked me to come to her first service. So I'm coming for her first time teaching in public.
That's beautiful. That's very, very cool. So, in all this wild, I'm gonna you can burn candles. You can do the chakra alignment. That's all the path. Those are holistic methods to bring peace and.
Excuse me.
Okay,
go ahead. You can keep talking.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's a delivery for food. I ain't ordering no food.
We don't want to, unless it's paid for. If it's paid for.
I haven't ordered any food. Who's that for?
Oh, well, anyway, I got distracted. Sorry about that. She'll be right back. But the point I'm trying to.
All right, I'll take it. You said it's a long time. All right, I'll be there in the next hour. All right, thank you.
The point I'm trying to make is there are a whole spectrum of different things that you can practice to bring you peace, to bring you contentment, to expand your consciousness, to open up paths to spirituality, to commune with ancestral spirits. There are such a spectrum. Don't feel like you have to pigeonhole yourself into one thing. Do what makes you feel at peace. Do what helps you to be a better person. I even know some religious people, Muslims and Christians and Buddhists and whatever. If it brings you peace, that's another thing too. We're talking about ATR specifically right now, but I agree with anything that you do that helps keep you grounded, brings you peace, helps you to build character, to help you be a better person. It doesn't matter to me what your faith or what you follow. This is just my way, and that's just her way.
Absolutely. I think if you want to worship a head of lettuce, do that.
Do that. Listen, what is that? The Flying Spaghetti Monster has a following. No, seriously. There's a religious group. The Flying Spaghetti Monster. Listen, it is. You can Google it. The flying spaghetti monster. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that reminds me of doing acid back in the 80s. Anyway, I thought the spaghetti was moving on the fork. Anyway.
Right. H.P. Lovecraft, I think, his description of God is this monstrous octopus or some shit like that. So you never know.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu, yeah. Those are excellent. He's one of my favorite authors, although he was a
See, we gonna start dorking out. Look at this.
although he was a psychotic racist, but some of that science fiction stuff, man, sucked me in.
Lord.
But was there any other, maybe there's some other topic we can go over as it relates to that? We'll talk about this later. All those compulsion and love spells and stuff like that. We'll go into that later. Because that's a very expansive topic, so I'm not going to bring that up.
Well, you brought it up. You brought it up. I mean, for all intents and purposes, running a spiritual store is an adventure in itself. Okay. And for whatever reason, so many people think that a bad case of gas can be cleared with a fucking candle.
Yeah.
Everything is with a candle. And that's annoying.
Do you think media has cheapened our practices, energy work, root work? Do you think?
I don't know about media cheapening it. I know. Well, I guess that's a good way to word it. I think that social media, having more things out here and having all these shyster ass people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about having their own channels and videos, and so now you have all these people thinking that this is something that they can just visit on Tuesday because they did something on this day, but they're not going to do nothing else at all, but you're just going to come pop up in here on Tuesday and say, I want this, that, and the other to happen by this date. What can you help me with? And it's like, wait, what? You know, it's like the people who come in here tell me I got court tomorrow. Can you dress me a candle? I got court tomorrow. Like, wait, what? You know? So then I'm telling them other things, you know, like chewing John and things like this that could help. But it's like, dude, this is not something you just visit this way. But media, social media, has made it look like this.
It can be done instantaneously.
So everything is instantaneous, and or you don't have to take personal responsibility because all you have to do is do this. And it's like, no, it's sort of kind of like the story I was telling you earlier about the young lady with the ritual. Yeah. This lady found some ritual online, and her man had cheated. I guess she caught him. So in his way of making up with her, he agrees to do a love ritual with her to strengthen their relationship because he's so apologetic that he was digging down Nancy down the street or whatever. So she comes in to get all the ingredients that's in the spell, and it's a couple things I did not have. And then she wants to know, should they both prick their fingers and bleed on the candles and this, that, and the other. And so finally I have to have an Yvette conversation with her, which is, you know, the average mofo is just sorry because they got caught. That doesn't mean they're changing their behavior. That doesn't mean any of those things. But of course he's going to agree to hop in a circle on one foot because he's trying to get back in your good graces. Right. So should you perhaps take all of this that you were going to do toward this couple situation and focus on your self-love? Yes. Now she's all teary-eyed, said, that's how I was feeling because my stomach was all in knots. So follow your first mind.
Intuition.
Right. That's like you already knew.
My goodness.
You already knew this.
Yes.
And she says, I felt that way, but I wasn't sure, and blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, listen.
How often do people not listen to, they're going to go against what their subconscious, with their intuition, with the spirit guides and everything else. You're going to go against all of that because you want something to turn a different way, or you want something to go a different. Your intuition, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your ghost, your whoever, your cat, whatever told you, no, that's not good, but no, I want it to go this way, so I'm gonna get a death's head candle and I'm gonna burn it. No, it doesn't work like that.
Your self-respect alone.
Yeah.
There's a lot, because there's one young lady who comes in here twice a week, and she will get 3 candles. They're all. She wants this man to marry her.
Has she just sat down and talked to him?
He don't want to marry her. He didn't tell her this.
But she trying to get compulsion. Compulsion is not good. Compulsion is not good.
My job is to sell candles.
Well, I mean, there's a certain kind of work that goes along with that kind of stuff.
I've talked to her, and she ain't trying to hear nothing I say. She tells me I know. So my job is to sell the candles, and that's my piece with it.
Okay.
Because
you know what, she may manifest that with that.
But is it really gonna be what you want?
Right, because he may end up being a vicious
marries
psychopath.
You, that don't mean that it's gonna be happy.
Right.
You know, and I don't know where people have this thing. There's this misconception that the most narcissistic asshole is going to change when you sign on the dotted line and become married. No, they're still that person. Being married doesn't change your personality. It doesn't change anything about them like that. They're just married now. That's the only difference.
Right.
And that's a horrible misconception out here.
Right. So, and then trying to influence and put spells on another person. And let's say you're successful at that. Let's say, for example, and I'm sure that this has happened. Yes, it has happened. The love spell or compulsion spell or ritual that you perform, let's say it does work. And let's say 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, you found that you cannot stand this other person. Man or woman, don't matter. The woman done turned into this screaming shrew of a bitch that won't let you out of her sight. Or this man done tried to damn near lock you in the house. Don't you ever look at nobody, want to slap the shit out you if you go to the gas station and a nigga walk past the window and he's like, I know you. You don't want to be with that person no more, but you poured in all this work, all this energy and heart and sweat trying to get that person to be with you. You want to be with that person, and that's not the person that you want in the long run. How do you stop that? What you gonna do then? And by the way, don't you think that other people, just like you got roots and energy and spirits working for you, don't you think other folks do too? They got their people too. They might not even know. They might not be completely unaware that they got spirit, they got things working on their behalf, and you just start attacking them in some way. What do you think gonna happen? I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
You're putting logic with this.
Right. But if we gonna do working with spirit, we gonna be working with energy and all this other stuff. It's just not all about you.
That part.
It's just not all about you. Somebody on the guy that's begging for change outside the gas station, you may cuss him out. He asks you for $1, and you say, get away from me! I'm not giving you $1. You son of a blah blah, this and that and the other. And as soon as you get in the car, your car fucking blow up. Who was his ancestors? What spirits are protecting him? And that's an extreme. I'm using that as an extreme example to prove a point. You don't know what another person got behind them, standing behind them. You don't know whose shoulders that they're standing on. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. They ain't even got to be a practitioner to practice shit. Be a fucking crackhead. They still got people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with that one.
Yeah. I've heard people say all kind of crazy shit.
I think at the end of the day, just understanding that this is a lifestyle, and I think it's the Western mindset that makes you think that you only have to visit it on Sundays or on whatever days. 7-Day Adventists is Saturdays. whatever, whatever day it is, Sunday, Saturday, whatever. And I think that's the part, as opposed to knowing that this is your lifestyle, and excuse me, waking up grateful, waking up thankful, going to sleep thankful, because honestly, even at the worst times in your life, things could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, there's a prayer in that. What you just said, it is a prayer. I've been saying this. I know my dad is with me because I've said this over and over again the past couple of days. Because there's been some reference to, like, the girl that cussed me out because I wouldn't move my car today, so called me an old crazy bitch, and it just ran across my mind. Better to be old and grateful. I feel good being older, and I am grateful for my age because, like my dad said, it's better than the alternative.
Absolutely.
It's better than the alternative. I've gotten to the point where I feel like I'm aging with grace now. Before I was kind of fighting it a little bit. I'm aging with grace. I'm so happy and grateful. I've gone through some really rough times. I think you have too.
Mm-hmm. But we learn.
Yeah.
We learn and we grow, and with hopefully with age comes that grace. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And because there's the challenges. I mean, look at last month for me. And it's like all that shit I did. Now, when I look at how I pulled that off, and I did it all by myself,
yes.
How the fuck did I do that? There's nothing but my grandmother and them being with me throughout that to make them happen. My ex-husband passed away. My son's father. Nothing. How can I say this? Nothing hurts more than seeing your kid hurt and you can't do anything about it. So my son called his dad his best friend. So he's going through this. They had my life support for a week, which I thought was bullshit because he was brain dead. So I didn't even he was dead when he got to the hospital. So why the fuck y'all hook him up to this bullshit so y'all can make y'all money? Basically, for a week y'all made money off of him. So we get through this. So we get to the end of everything, and everybody in that family's been cremated. So my son has his dad cremated, and Billy's spirit came to me during that period of time and told Justin that he was proud of Justin, that he, my son handled, all of that, paid for it. He didn't want my help with nothing. And somebody tried to give me a donation. We don't take no handouts. I took the donation. Look, crazy ass. So anyway, at the end of it, I have a small event space a couple doors down from my store. So we did the memorial service there. That morning, somehow or the other, during that week, I wrote the obituary, got the obituary, picked out the pictures. We went to his apartment, got all his important paperwork from his apartment. I did the obituary, got that printed, remembered at the 9th hour to get the big picture for the easel done. That morning, I came down, went down into the event space, set up the chairs, set up the podium, set up the table for the food, ordered the food, Uber Eats, ordered the food, because Middle Eastern food, you can't go wrong. It's enough for everybody. So did all that, had somebody pick up some cans of pop or whatnot. I had nobody else to do the eulogy, so I did the eulogy. I don't even know. I just got through this shit, and we just do what we have to do.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you look back and go, "How did I do it?"
Yes. That was just last month.
That was last month.
That was a very wow. I seen you do some Wonder Woman shit last month.
Yeah, that was last month.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I think that's. My kid ordered food, and he ordered it and sent it to here instead of to the house. And he's gonna have to use his key. I think he can, because I don't feel like getting back up again around this microphone. Yep.
You want me to? Oh yeah.
No.
Okay.
So yeah. So somehow or the other, we managed to make it happen. You all right? So I don't know, and even that's part of the whole spirituality course.
Yes,
Be careful, sir.
Yes, that is part of the.
That's part of that. That's having your faith. That's having your faith in your spirits. That's having your spirits with you and having your ancestors walk with you as you get through tumultuous times that would break a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't have time to sit and break. I mean, I had my moments in private.
Right.
But you got to deal with the kid. You got to deal with
your grandchildren.
My grandchildren. You got to deal with
your ex's family.
My ex's family. You got to deal with lying to his apartment manager. She's like, "How is he?" I'm like, "Oh, it don't look good," because we trying to take our time to clean out his apartment and just paying his rent so we can get the apartment cleaned out. I mean,
that's not funny. That's not
I mean, it is, because it's like, she's like, "Oh, the maintenance man told me he was in the hospital." I was in there, I'm like, "Yeah, it don't look good, but I'm gonna write them. I'm gonna pay the rent." So.
Yeah, and those are the times when internal strength steps up and just kind of takes over and helps you to propel yourself or propels you through those challenges. And that's not some outside force. That's spirit. Those are your spirits. Those are your ancestors. That's where your strength, you pull a lot of your strength from. It's really busy out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, no, he pulled back around. He's sitting there, and I don't know why. He's going to force me to get back up.
Yeah. So, yeah, start relying. It's okay to rely on your intuition oftentimes, unless you're paranoid schizophrenic, much like myself. Then you might run into a few hiccups, but for the most part, it works out well for me. I just told all my business.
I mean, we have to do what it do. And I mean, part of that is just being a mama, being a mother. I mean, you don't have time to fold. You really don't.
Yeah.
And
you're right. You don't.
You don't.
There's no choices there.
How else is it going to happen? I mean, I'm an only child. I have an only child. What happens, you know? I mean, and as far as he's concerned, he's an only child for me and his father. His father don't have any more children. He's an only child.
He really is.
So just like I'm an only child. So, you know, because most people, when they say they're an only child, that means they're only a child for their mother or whatever. No, I'm an only child for both my parents. My son's the only child for both his parents. That's how that works. So there is nobody else. So you don't have time to sit and whine and moan and cry in the fucking corner. That might happen at 3 o'clock in the morning, but it can't happen during the hours that it needs to be. You know, you have to get it popping. You got to make it do what it do. And I truly believe that's with the strength of those who walk with you. Because neither of my grandmothers were, they weren't no punk ass motherfuckers. I have strong women standing behind me. I don't have time to worry.
Absolutely.
And to wonder. And even with my grandmother. When my grandmother died, it was the same thing. I handled the whole fucking thing. I did it all. Yeah. My dad just gave me the money.
What you say? Here, you.
I mean, and that's how he handled his emotions. My father handled his emotions through money. So when my grandmother passed, who was his mother, and he's an only child, he just gave me the money, and I did everything: picking caskets, picking clothes, picked the where she was going to be laid to rest, picked out the and designed the headstone, all of it.
Yeah,
I did it all by myself, all within that week. I just got it all done.
There you go. Your ancestors be showing up and showing out, honey. For real. I you know what? I can't. Mine do too.
You don't have a choice. When your daughter did what she did, and you had to go make that drive to go handle the business, you with it. You just got in the car and make that drive. We do what we have to do.
We do what we have to do.
You think about it later, like, damn.
Yeah. How did I do? Well, yeah, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You do what you have to do.
You do what you have to do.
Now that's what we should be working on. The compulsions coming from doing what we have to do, till we can. What my mom said: doing what you got to do till you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that should.
And that's why I do what I want to do, because I constantly do what I have to do. So when I'm ready to do whatever, go see Kids for the 15,000th time, I go see Kids for the 15,000th time because I get to enjoy the benefits of me constantly doing what I have to do.
I'm coming off the hump of feeling guilty about doing the things that I want to do.
Shit.
That I have wrote a manifesto and I posted it on Facebook. You know, I've beaten myself up over things, guilt and things that I had even just thought about. Things that happened years and years and years ago. I carried the weight and the burden of all of those things. Because I didn't know how to forgive myself. Ancestors probably forgave me because I'm human. That's a psychological trick that I had put myself into, to feel guilty and be weighed down and not thinking that I deserve because I have all these other responsibilities. I got to do this and make this person happy or get this person satisfied, and then I could take a breath and then I can be happy. I have been, yes, I put myself in a psychological prison. But that's all over now.
I wasn't standing in that line. I don't understand.
That's that mental health piece I was telling you about.
But I think that's probably why my mother used to always call me selfish.
Why? Because you thought it was okay to be happy?
Because other people's shit ain't my problem. That's their shit. That's not mine. She would tell me I was selfish. Like, okay, I guess I'm just fucking selfish then, because I don't see how that's our problem.
Yeah, I carried that for a long time, and now through the grace and mercy of age, that I'm shedding those. I'm shedding that cloak. I'm shedding that cloak. Now that's why I want to plan a group trip for the Black Witches of Detroit to visit New Orleans. And if you're watching this video, please put a comment or make a comment, or we'd like some commentary, some input. I'm thinking maybe October. Nothing spectacular, maybe 3 days.
Yeah, I can't stay gone long.
Yeah, because, well, neither can I. I kind of sort of have a job now, so yeah. But I think it would be good to step away for a minute and
absolutely
absorb some. And for some of us, it'll be our first trip to New Orleans. Is it okay? It's okay if I brought that up, though, right? Because you can edit it out.
It's too late to tell you something now.
Okay. So
like, it's a secret. Don't tell nobody.
Right. If you might be interested in taking the trip, let's start putting together a blueprint, a framework, so that it will work for everybody that's interested. Please make a comment. We look forward to. I look forward. Do you look forward? We look forward to hearing from you.
They're all excited. I'm used to New Orleans.
I know that's become your second home. Seem like. And then get the good food too on top of that.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
Mm-mm.
But even that though, that has become a thing. I know that's been my thing for a long time. It's been my thing and my son's thing. And now you've gotten to join us in that at least once a month or so, going someplace that's fucking good as hell to eat.
Oh, yes.
It's ridiculously, insanely expensive, and it's worth every dime because it's good. So
yes,
yeah, I'm trying to think of what my next spot is going to be.
Whatever it is, I done set aside my dollars for it, honey. Wherever.
Yep, I gotta figure that out. But there's so much because there's so many new places here in the city.
I know. I mean, nice place. It looks like really nice.
Justin, oh my God, he starts looking. He's been showing me stuff. He showed me stuff the other day. I was so mad at him because my mouth was watering. And it's like nothing we can think of for lunch could even match half the pictures that I had saw.
I know.
And I'm like,
and what, DoorDash from someplace that's out in Troy or Farmington Hills, that's not going to work. No.
That's not going to work.
You have to actually go there.
Because a lot of the time it's the ambiance as well. That's good. And then if you got seafood or something like that, that doesn't work in a carry-out situation. So yeah. It's the ambiance, it's the whole experience. I like the whole experience. So like I know there are a couple of top situations happening in downtown right now. And the one is like a cocktail bar, though. It's not so much food, it's a cocktail bar. And I think it's on top of the Shinola Hotel, I believe that's where it is. But the pictures.
I was just down that way yesterday.
The pictures are phenomenal.
Really?
The pictures are phenomenal with the big cushy furniture, and you're on the top and you're looking down on downtown Detroit.
Oh, and the mixed the drinks probably are blowing. Oh, and if they serve little plate, what do you call
tapas?
Tapas. If they serve tapas, I'ma be.
Yeah.
Let's make the call now. What's happening right now? What's happening right now? I've had so much carry out food in the past few days.
See, it's those kind of things, and it's like, and me and my son were both talking about it, and it's crazy because we would both like to experience that. He don't want to go with his mother, and you know, he likes a certain. He likes these girls who
don't
can't
even
handle
go
that kind of stuff.
I was about to say
they're hood as hell. He don't, and so he can't take them there. So he's stuck with his mother, and he don't want to go with his mother. It's hilarious. It's a whole big old conundrum. And then, you know, I'm not with somebody who knows how to have like delightful conversation, so I don't want to go with him. And it's like so it becomes a girlfriend trip if you have one. You're one of the few people I can hang with that I can do stuff with. I got to get Justin out of his thing of being annoyed to have to go with his mother.
Absolutely, because I'm a foodie. Now that's something I'll tell you in a hot second. I am a foodie. Fast food does not do it for me and never will.
I don't like to eat just to eat.
Right, exactly. Just because my stomach. Okay, I'm hungry. Let me see what I can stuff in my mouth to keep my stomach calm. No, I don't like to eat just to eat. Want it. Yes.
I like it to be good. It's sort of like I tried. What did I try the other day? Then Verner's. It's a Verner's. It's a black cherry Verner's.
I'm sorry, what?
Black cherry Verner's.
So ginger, black cherry, ginger ale.
They had it across the street.
That probably would be an awesome juice, though.
It was good. It would really be better as a juice. But I was like, okay, it's not bad. And I couldn't get anybody to understand what I was saying. I'm like, it's not bad. I probably will never buy it again.
Right.
It's not bad. I don't want to drink something just because it's not bad. Or just because I want it to be good.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to be like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. I want to have it again.
That's what food is like.
That's exactly what it all is.
That's why I like ethnic food. Ethnic food hits different for me. Not saying that I don't care for. I'm not soul food. Okay, soul food.
But you grew up with it, so it's
right. But there's something about Chaldean food or real Italian food.
Real Italian.
Real.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this hand rolled pastas and you can tell that.
Absolutely.
I think I'm hungry.
Look at you.
I
know I am, and I know I'm not gonna have anything I want no time soon. It's because there's nothing at the house that I particularly want.
Yeah, I got.
And last night I appeased everybody and fried up a whole mess of chicken wings for everybody to be happy.
Well, that's cute.
It's like,
that's cute. Chicken wings. I got a refrigerator. Well, since the children have been gone, I just been doing. I got Senegalese the other day. Then I got. Of course, I went to.
What's Senegalese?
Maddie's on Grand River.
Okay, yeah.
It hit the spot. It's not quite like Baobab Fair. It's not quite like them.
They're so good.
Yes, they are. But it hit me in the right places, and I still got half a plate left. So yeah, that's what I'll be. You know what? Shouldn't we be wrapping this up by now?
Look, because she wants to go eat now. Terrible. Maddie sounds good right about now.
Oh, God. I
usually get there the fish, the red snapper.
The red snapper.
At the end of the day, it's not the time to get it.
No. It's right soon as not long after they open. Now the chicken with that what is it? Mustard oniony sauce. It seemed like they cooked it twice or something. I love the sauce and the onions today. The sauteed onions they put on the side.
They give you a side of that with the fish.
Yes. Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not even an onion person, but whatever they put in there is delicious.
I just too funny. Somehow the other we got off spirituality and straight into food, which is almost a spiritual experience.
It is. I know it is for me. My ass is proof of that.
It really is, though. I mean, seriously. I mean, because even with what I was saying as far as the ceremonies and things that I've been to, those were times that I pushed my dietary limitations to the side because it's a part of the whole experience. I like to experience things.
Absolutely.
So even when I was vegan, I would go to Jamaica. I'm eating the barbecued goat. I'm eating the curry goat. I'm eating whatever. I'm eating with everyone. When I went to Brazil, I was eating the slices of beef. And none of this stuff made me sick. Only because in other countries they don't put the bullshit in their food that they put in here.
Oh my goodness. So that's on point right there. That is on point.
I was able to experience being in the neighborhoods with people and eating at people's homes and eating with people.
Immersing yourself in the culture.
Yeah, I've never stayed at a resort. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Somebody looked at me like I was crazy the one day when I said that. I said I've never stayed in a resort.
You might as well go to go down to one of the hotels downtown. You want to breathe the air that the people are breathing. Even you want to walk the streets why would you even go someplace if you are not going to take in the whole experience?
That's how I look at it. But I guess to be safe, you stay at the resort to be safe.
Okay. Great Wolf Lodge then, right?
What's that?
Kalahari, whatever.
Oh.
You want to be safe.
I ain't never been there. There's always kids in those commercials. I ain't never wanted to go.
Well, if you want to be safe, that's where you need to go. I think I probably am at that time in my life where I do want some kind of adventure because very little, other than anger, I'm not feeling that much.
We're not gonna talk about you and your anger issues. You got anger issues. I thought I was bad. Oh my God.
For the most part, I stay low key for the most part. I do. I can make a joke out of anything, but there's some stuff simmering down in there, baby. Something going on.
Oh.
I need a break. I need some adventure.
We went to a very nice Italian restaurant. Everything was copacetic. Everything was kosher. It's all running smooth. And then the waitress took too long to bring out the entree. Now, mind you, we got all these antipasta plates sitting here and bread and salad, so it's not like we have a lack of food. But the people next to us got their food before us. And this lady here, I'm like, look, I'm not going to jail with you tonight. We are not doing this. Will you stop? The people gonna spit in our plates. Just stop. Calm your happy ass down. And she's like, but they got their food first. And she's turning around and the chin is sticky. And we literally got their food. And then and I'm like, but we have all this food on the table. Just chill.
I got some things going on. I'm working on myself.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. It's getting better every day. See, I didn't get out the car today on the lady, so I'm doing better. I'm doing much better.
Too funny.
I have to. Oh, I wish I still talked to this girl Nina. There was some girl had cut me off down. I lived Faux Court down there off of 14th, and some girl cut me off. I chased the girl in the car.
You did what?
I chased the girl in the car. Keep in mind though, I got on some fluffy pink boots and a pink what do you call it, poncho, looking like a big ass Care Bear. I jumped out I cut her off in front. I cut her off. I jumped out the car. Nina and my daughter was with me. They was like, stop. I was gonna pull the girl out the car. They said I looked like a vicious Care Bear. I'm sorry, it's not that. You would have had to been there.
See, she's worse than me.
Okay.
For all you think I'm super mean.
I have no. That's why Aoife. That's why I have to. That's why Aoife came looking for me. Yeah, I got shit going on. Oh
And we
no.
have to keep her with her cool head.
With my cool hat. Listen, cool head, cool head. That my Ori thing going on.
Keep her with the cool head.
Yeah, but I do have some anger things going on, and I think it probably came from the past. I was not allowed, or I had suppressed so many oftentimes situations when I should have reacted, or that I had some abuse issues and so forth, and it made me feel really powerless. So rather than to channel that into a more healthy way, it just the anger thing, and I just psychoanalyzed myself.
I guess I can relate to that.
Yeah,
I think I can relate to that because I went through my anger period where I whirled around with tire irons in my lap and shit like that. So I can relate to the anger period. That was my late teens, early 20s. I had a really bad anger.
Yeah, I'm really behind.
But I had to work through it.
Yeah.
It was like having a kid let me know that I couldn't go to jail. So I had to learn how to work through it. And then there was just me. I think I found the self-help books.
Yeah.
I think working corporate America during the 80s and the 90s, there was all those different workshops. The effective habits of seven
effective habits.
Yeah.
7 habits of
Stephen
highly
Covey.
effective. Yes, I got a couple
Stephen Covey
of those.
and the Tony Robbins and all those. I was at all those fucking seminars when they came to Detroit. My bosses would pay for me to go.
Oh my God, that Blue Cross and Blue Shield made us go to a bunch of that crap.
And everything that came, I would let them pay for me to go, and I would just go to all these things. And I think somewhere listening to that nonsense helped me work through my own shit.
That was kind of unfortunate.
And I think that's what happened. And I learned to look at it things a whole lot differently. And thank goodness, because up here, my gangster gets threatened a lot.
I get that. Yeah.
So if they had the old 20-something-year-old Yvette instead of the 59-year-old Yvette, they would have gotten a whole nother outcome.
But you would think that your patrons, you would think that they'd be of a different mindset, but
we're in the hood.
We're in the hood.
They don't care.
Yeah.
We're in the hood. You get somebody who walked over from cross street. I just want to know what this store was. Da, 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 da. And then they talk at you, and then I come back at them the way they talk at me, and now you got an attitude.
I'm wondering, do those metaphysical, spiritual outlets in the suburbs, I wonder, do they have similar experiences?
I don't think they will get as much. It's this corner in this area. I really do believe that. Yeah. I think if I was in a different area, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because you got to think, look at the foot traffic over here. Look at where I am. Yeah. So you got folks that just happen to be walking across the parking lot, walking from KFC to cut back through this alleyway over here. Oh, let's stop in here. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
So there's not everybody who's coming in here is coming in here because they have a metaphysical issue. Some people are coming in and they honestly say, I just want to see what you got in here.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
I had a conversation with a dude this morning. He came in here after there was one lady already in line, and I was waiting on her. She was buying herbs. I was waiting on her. So he comes in, and he has on headphones and everything. So I'm not even thinking he's listening to us. So me and the girl are talking. It was something about a man issue, something about her and a man, whatever.
Oh my God. And
we're having a conversation, and I said something to the effect of younger dudes constantly hitting on me. And he said, well, that might be what you need in your life. He says this as she's walking out the door. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
What is that? I mean, what does that mean? Okay.
And
oh man,
I said, I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. I said, I've been 30 before. I'm not looking for a 30-year-old. He said, oh, so you ain't up to the challenge. I said, well, I don't see what kind of a challenge a 30-year-old is going to give me. Like I said, I've been 30 before. He said, it might be what you need in your life. And I said, no. He said, so you ain't up for it. I said, I need something besides penis. That was the end of that conversation.
End of that conversation.
He was like, oh, so you don't want that. Okay. He paid for his stuff. He walked out the door.
That is really a sad commentary for where we are right now.
But I know women my age, that's all they want. I know people, that's all they want. The guy doesn't have to do anything else. The guy doesn't have to contribute to a household. I know women who don't want a man to contribute to the household. She doesn't want. She said in her words, I don't want him to have something to throw in my face later. So she pays for everything.
I get it.
So don't have him live in your house then.
Right. End of story.
That's how I see it. Because if you live in my house, then you're paying for something.
Yeah.
But
if a man doesn't work, he will not eat, or whatever that proverb is.
Sound like whatever that sound like. That's a statement.
Yeah.
That's a statement, because I'm just not. But you know, there's a huge thing of that where the man doesn't have to do anything, and
doesn't that kind of take away their purpose though?
Well, I can't say that's their purpose, but
I mean, if all you do is run around with your hand in your dick your dick on your hand all day, what else are you doing? Well, just like, the same thing for women.
But I think no matter who we are, I mean, if I had to come stay at your house for a month, I would be required to pay for something. That's just how I see it. That's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know,
they're different.
I'm considered way too practical.
The new people are very, very different. Or have these people been around all the time and I just wasn't paying attention to them?
They've been around all the time. Because I had women in my life that didn't understand how I would date a man and a man decided to buy me a car or pay my rent for 6 months or whatever it was I was doing in my younger days. They couldn't understand how that happened.
Really?
I'm like, how does it happen? It happens. How does that happen? I don't see how you can make that happen. It's the magic. All right, we're gonna wrap this up because we started to get goofy. So we were on where we needed to go before we went down the slippery slope of the rabbit hole of hell.
We do that fairly frequently, even without cameras.
Honestly, we weren't drinking and smoking this time. So we talked about just to recap, taking your time and finding your spiritual path. Taking your time. There is no rush. I've even had someone read me before that tell me, "Oh, you need to be a mambo now. You should have been a mambo. You should have had godchildren by now." I'm running I'm doing the ceremony in like next month, so you should have the money. Like, whoa, pump your brakes. I'm not trying. First of all, I'm not title hungry, and a lot of people are title hungry.
Oh my God, we didn't go. Next time.
Title hungry. I'm not title hungry. I don't need this title of whatever. Yeah. I'm good with that. So I didn't bite. I'm not taking it. No, I'm not in a hurry. You should have had godchildren already. I got enough people who come here and call me mama and auntie and everything on a daily basis. I am good on all of that.
Yeah, you got quite a few titles already.
I got a whole bunch.
Mother, grandmother, wife, business owner, traveler. Yeah, that's about yeah. You got a lot going on.
I'm good.
So, yeah.
I am good. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So taking your time and finding your path, being comfortable in your path, doing the research, taking your time and doing the research, making sure that you are following your own heart and your own spirit, follow your own gut instinct. If something doesn't feel right, if someone's asking you to do something that makes you severely uncomfortable, that means no.
Absolutely.
all of those, I mean, all of these things that may sound like common sense in the heat of the moment of you wanting to belong, many times people turn a blind eye. So follow your own heart path, gut
intuition.
Yes.
Very good summary. I think that was.
Yes.
I hope I made sense. Did I make sense? I don't know.
Okay. It makes sense. Well, all right, you all. We will see you all the next time around, and we will come back with another interesting topic.
Engaging, educational. Yeah.
Entertaining.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, see ya.
Have a good one. See you guys next time.